Hey guys, so the next thing I want to create in this little ArchViz scene here is this exhibition box. I already imported the model and set it up the materials. One thing I might add is a nice little logo down here, but I decided to remove ours so you can just add your own in there. So the first thing we are going to do is to create a new blueprint like we did in the previous tutorials. And we are going to add the static mesh. So this is our exhibition box, like this one here. And also it is too big by default. So one thing, of course, I can change it in my 3D application, but I think 0.7 is a good value. So I can also go in there, go to my import settings, go to my import uniform scale and set this to 0.7. And now if I re-import it, the new value will be set. And now I can just use the default value of 1. And also if I drag and drop my mesh into the scene, it now has the default right size and all the values here are clean. But of course, it's always better to fix it in your 3D application from the beginning and don't work with wrong values here. I'm quickly going to reconnect the materials because I lost them in the process and everything is good to go. Okay. We have our box here. And the first thing I want to do is I want to change this light here to be able to be on and off. So I'm going to need some parameters here. We have one that is called glow. It goes from 0 to 20 in this case. That's fine. I just need to remember the name, glow. And if you open up the material, you can see this is just a scalar parameter here that is multiplying a color. And all of this goes into the emissive color. So maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this color. So if the glow value is off, let's test it out. Yeah, we just have this color. And if it's turned on, let's also use the default value of 20. It's glowing with the same color. So I think this one is good. So in my blueprint, I'm going to add our active component. And in the graph, I'm going to add the event active state changed, like in the previous tutorial. Again, I'm using a branch and I'm also using a timeline again. So we have a nice transition. I want to play if it is true and I want to reverse if it is false. And sorry, if this is too fast, please check out the previous tutorial. It's basically the same steps, so I'm a little bit rushing through this. Also adding a lerp here. And again, I'm going to lerp between two values. One is from 0, 0. And let's lerp over 3 seconds to a value of 1. Also use the 3 seconds here in the length. And now we have a nice lerp between 0, 0 and 3 seconds to a value of 1. And we're going to use this lerp to modify the glow value of the material. So the glow material is the index 0. And the first thing we need to do if we want to change something in a material is we need to create a dynamic material instance out of it. So let's get this box here and we create dynamic material instance. The index is 0 because we want to change this material. The source material is this one here. So I'm just going to use this. And I'm going to create a variable out of this so we can reference to it later. This is our dynamic material. And in this dynamic material, we want to change a scalar value. In our case, it is called glow. And we want to lerp between two values. 0 and 20. We're going to use our lerp value here. And I think we are good to go. Let's hit compile and save. And if we hit simulate, what should happen is actually nothing, because we didn't change them. They are just static measures here. We haven't changed them with the blueprint we just created. One shortcut how you can change those is you select all 3 of them. And if this here is selected in the outliner, you can right click and replace selected actor with the thing that is currently selected. And now all of them are the blueprints. And they are in the same position, have the same rotation and scale, and everything is perfectly fine. So if I hit play now, you can see the light is dimmed because the active component is not active. But if we toggle this, it should turn on over 3 seconds. So this will be the next step. I'm going to select our trigger box. For all of you that don't have them in there, it's under Blueprints, Utility Trigger. We have this new trigger box actor. And in there we have this component overlap component. Let's reset it to default so you can follow along. So this is the default settings. If you drag and drop it in there, I just keep it for the scale. But if you select this, the first thing is we can actors to trigger at our box here. And now, like with all our other components, we need to tell what component tag to search. So in our blueprint, we go to the active component and give this a nice component tag. So it's our exhibition box active. I'm also going to copy this name, hit compile and save. And in the trigger box, let's add our tag there. Component tag to search for is the one we just created. And actor types to allow actor, that's fine, because currently we are the only thing that can move around in the scene. So the first box should already work. So if I get closer, you can see it starts to glow. And if I leave the box, it turns off again. So it's nice, but it's not really what I expected. So I'm going to play around with the values a little bit. Let's open it up. First of all, let's make it brighter. Maybe something like 100. I'm also going to change the interpolation. Right now it's linear. If I right click and set it to auto, I have a nice ease in and ease out. And I think this will be closer to what I had in mind. So I go in. Yes. Now you can see it's really, really glowing. And if I leave the box, it slowly turns down. Okay, perfect. But keep in mind, glowing is not really emitting any lights. So if this is not in your frame, in your screen, you can't really see any difference here. So because it's not emitting lights. In order to fix this, well, to fake this, I should say, I'm going to add a spotlight and place it up here. Let's rotate it like this. And we're going to do the same thing with the spotlight. Just going to see, yeah, 5000 seems to be a good value from the brightness. So I'm going to stick with it. So I'm getting a reference to my spotlight, and this time I want to set my light intensity. Again, I want to lerp between 2 values. in this case between 0 and 5000. And I'm going to use my lerp value from here. So both of them will be using the same value to animate the glow of the material and the intensity of the spotlight. Let's see if this is working like it should. Yes, perfect. Now you can see the light has been turned on and off, and we have this beautiful shadow appearing here, and it's all working together. So this is the effect I was looking for. Maybe it's a little bit too slow, but this should be a very settled scene, so I think I like it this way. But again, if you don't like it, you can tweak it to anything you want to. One thing I might want to add later is I want to play a sound here, but I currently don't have it. Play sound at location. I want to get the location of the actual light, and I'm going to create a little click sound, so you really have a little sound effect if the light is being turned on or off. So don't forget to put a sound you like in there. I'm going to do this later, and you will see what I did there in the final map. But for the blueprint, I think we are good to go. Just going to rename it. And the last thing I need to do is to set up the other trigger boxes, because in there we have added the... I'm doing it another way. I'm just going to delete those here. And let's duplicate them like this. And like this. So now I only need to change the actor to trigger, because the component tag to search is the same for all three of them. I don't need to change anything in here, just need to change the actor I want to trigger. And now all three of them are being triggered by their own boxes. So you can see this one goes on, the other one goes off. Perfect. Okay. Cool. So, thanks for watching, and I'm going to see you in the next tutorial. Bye.